you've heard me say that I love being able to use the platform we have here on Tampa Bay's Morning Blend to put the spotlight on struggles that we may not know about. And that, of course, deals with health struggles. One we're talking about today is a chronic autoantibody condition of the nervous system. Have you heard of Myasthenia Gravis? Well, if you haven't, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that today and what it looks like for those who are fighting this disease. Let's welcome in Meridith O'Connor, patient advocacy specialist and is living with the disease, and also Dr. Nicholas Silvestri to talk about a leading expert in the field. So I'm glad you guys are partnered up. Thank you for being with us today. How are you this morning?
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks.
Doctor, let's go ahead and start with you. Let's first talk symptoms and what life looks like for a patient who does have myasthenia gravis.
Yeah, so myasthenia gravis, as you pointed out, is an immune condition. So the body's immune system is attacking the muscles in this case. And as a result, there can be weakness in really any part of the body. Common symptoms include double vision, droopy eyelids, problems with swallowing, speaking, chewing, as well as weakness of the arms or the legs. So patients can have any or all of those symptoms. And as you can imagine, when people suffer from those symptoms, it has a negative impact on their overall quality of life.
Well, and Meredith, I want to get your take on this. I know sometimes getting a diagnosis of a disease can take a while. It can be a struggle. It can be a complete drain. Talk about when you were able to get that diagnosis and the journey, and then now living with what people know as MG.
Sure. Well, I was diagnosed in 2005, actually, so quite some time ago, but it took about 2 years to get an accurate diagnosis. And I myself experienced all those symptoms that Dr. Silvestri had mentioned, eye symptoms, speech symptoms, weakness in the arms and legs. But thankfully, with the accurate diagnosis and just a personalized treatment plan, I would say my disease, we refer to it as MG, is relatively well managed.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing your personal pictures with us as well. And Dr. Silvestri, back to you on this. You know, I touched on being able to use a platform like we have here to talk about this, impact one's life. Maybe they're, battling or perhaps have the systems. Why is it so important to create this awareness around myasthenia gravis?
Yeah, I mean, really for two major reasons. First and foremost, we want patients with symptoms of the disease to receive early and accurate diagnoses so they can be properly treated and therefore have an overall better quality of life. But secondly, we really want to highlight the fact that though there are 700,000 people in the world, about 80,000 people in the US with this disease, about 20% of those patients are not amenable to therapies that are currently available and still struggle. So it really highlights the need for further innovation and further development of other therapies to treat myasthenia gravis.
And Meredith, how can we empower, how can we have open dialogue for those who do have the diagnosis of MG like yourself? How can we create this dialogue, and what benefits do you see being able to increase the community feel?
Oh, yeah. Well, increasing that awareness and empowering ourselves is so important. So I always encourage those to educate themselves about the disease, to surround themselves with a solid support system that they can lean on and trust. And then, of course, to access resources. We have so many resources that are now available to us to give us the tools that we need to be our own advocate.
And of course, hopefully help those challenges every day for those who do have MG. Well, I'm glad that both of you joined us today. We've been sharing the website on the bottom of the screen where people can go for more information. So please take care. Meredith, thank you for being open. Doctor, thank you for your work in this. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.